So yesterday we had chicken sale at some of our barns. And anyways, so they come and suck out all the feed in the grain bin. And you can see it's just a big suck truck right there. And it opens up the bottom of the bin like this. So it just sucks out all that feed. So that way it doesn't sit in there and rot. I wasn't around the last 3 days at the chicken house part of it. But all 6 barns have sold, so that means we're in the middle of litter. So you guys are going to get ready to see that and setting up barns and all that. Okay, for our next job here, it involves our Pioneer here. So we use our Pioneer a ton. We use it probably just about as much as we do a truck around here. So anyways, we travel back and forth from our chicken houses and all of our farmyards a lot. So that means we have a lot of road time with it. And so the tires that are on here, which he just rode them away, hang on. These are our steer tires, of course. They are extremely wore down. Can you see here? They're just, all the tread on it is gone. So it looks like we cannot get the bead to break on these things. So he decided we're going to use our excavator to break the beads on this thing. Yeah, we're putting new tires on it.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat races, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, I'm trying to save your time.
Who knew it took an excavator to break the bead of side-by-side tires? But I will say that these little tires can be really difficult sometimes, unlike these tires. But here, I'll show you guys the new tires that we got. So the new tires we got are a little bit different style. These are made more for, they're like an all-terrain tire pretty much. They made more for being on road and gravel, and they're made for a little bit of off-road too. Where the tires that were on there are made strictly for more off-road.
Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life. Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night.
And there you go. Here they are right here. So we just did the front tires because here, I'll go back here and show you guys. So we still got some pretty decent tread on the back ones here. We don't really need new tires yet. We think it's just where the front 2 tires are steering all the time, and you can't rotate these tires like you would on a car. That's just why they wore out so fast. Can we get some new tires for the back so they're matching?
Maybe after the front ones wear out again.
Yeah, as you can see, the back tires still have anywhere from 50% of life left, roundabout. So the front ones could very well be wore out by the time we need new back ones in. And on today's plan, this thing, and it involves this thing right here. So yep, we're done with the spreader. All of our fertilizer is spread for next year, or at least the fertilizer that will be spread with this thing is done for next year. So that means we're gonna wash it up and put it up. So we got the spreader all washed up. It's sitting in the barn, ready to go over to the barn that we borrow whenever we have time to take it over there. But anyways, it's dark outside now, which gives us the perfect opportunity to work in the chicken houses. And as you can see, the chickens are gone. The litter is windrowed. And I talked a lot about on my other channel about how windrowing and showing that and how that will work. You guys will see that in a little bit. You see the feed line on the ground here? We are putting new wrenches on the ceiling. Not wrenches, winches. I can't say it. Would you like to pronounce the word?
Winch.
Winch?
Winch.
Winch. That word. And we're putting it on the ceiling because the one right here and then the one that we already did that's sitting over there, didn't they both break?
That one broke when she was raising lines up for chickens to go out. And I was about 30 minutes on my way to work, so I had to turn around and come back. And what happened was the gears stripped out inside, and we had an old one that was hard to turn, and so we just changed the whole thing out. And so we just bought 2 new ones. And we're going from the old cable drum style to the winch that you need to put straps on, but we're using this rope, and we're going to see how that works, and we'll show you how we do it.
So first on the list would be right here, it's getting the old one off the ceiling. It's bolted on, but we decided to use a grinder and cut the bolts off because we're in a chicken house and there's a lot of dust and moisture in the air. Like anything's gonna unscrew. And I'd say this thing's probably 20 years old at least. So right here, this is where the string attaches to the cable. And so the string, of course, runs back to the winch. It's got a thimble in there, and it's all put together. But we used little crimpers. So we got everything put together here. We got all the stuff crimped. We got the cable attached to the string going to the wrench. Now he is working on the other side down there. So what we use right here is called crimps. We don't always use these because they are difficult, or they're more difficult to install than what cable clamps would be. But for the ones of you that know what cable clamps look like, sometimes they like to get caught in this system and they can be a real pain sometimes. So on the lines here, we try to use crimps, and see, it's easy enough for us because we got our own crimpers here for this thing. Why not use crimps? Did it take to do for us to do two of them? an hour and a half.
Yeah, which we didn't know what we were doing on the first one, so the next 6 will be a little faster.
Gosh, I thought you said you only ordered 2 of them.
Well, eventually we'll get the remaining 6.
Yeah, a tip for all you YouTubers who may do something like this in the future, or do something like how I do. When you're doing 2 of something, like we just did, like 2 of these, always film the second one, because it is easier to edit when you're editing all this stuff. It's less editing because you know what you're doing and you know when to turn the camera on and when not to have the camera on. Versus the first one where you have the camera rolling the whole time because you don't know what's going to happen and you don't know what you're doing. So always film it on the second one. So with us installing the rope style wrench, that gives us 3 different winches, you have to say it the right way. On our farm, we have a cable, which is the first style. Then I'm assuming the rope would be the second style. And then we also have a belt style at Truvon, which is the 4-house farm.
That's the same style winch that the belts go on.
Well, anyways, we're probably going to end up liking the rope style the best out of all of it. I'd hope, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, so we just had a strap style break. The strap didn't break, but the connector broke when we were selling chickens. We had 3 winches break this time selling chickens. 1 water line strap, this feed line winch, and then a connector on a feed line over there broke.
And for the ones of you that don't know, we cannot show this part on our farm of chickens and selling it and coming in here and getting the barns ready while the chickens are still in the barn because they're not our chickens. So chickens usually start going out about 6 o'clock in the morning. So that means one of us has to be down here about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And this water line, this feed line, there's 12 lines a house. And all 12 of those lines have to be raised in order for the chickens to go out. So that way the catch crew can get in here with their fork truck and whatever they do. So anyways, when you have something break like that, you can't raise them up till the morning they're going out so they can eat out the feed lines and drink the water lines clean. So that means you have to let it, you can't do it anytime sooner pretty much. So that leaves no time for air. And like this time we had 3 wrenches break. Not wrenches, winches. I'm struggling so bad with that word. But yeah, you can see what it would do to us. Or what it did do to us. We had a very unhappy catch crew.
Mama is the one that raises all the lines, so you keep Mama happy with good winches that don't break.
Yeah.
2 we just replaced, which the 1 finally broke. You could hardly hold the drill, they were so tight. And we'd greased them and lubed them. I don't know what the problem was, but you could hardly hold the drill. They were so tight, so solved that issue.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Oh gosh, come on, get my speech right. We can do this, Emerson. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So a fun fact on the Pioneer tires, I wish I would have told y'all when we did it, but I didn't think about it. So that Pioneer, we bought it in the summer of 2022 when the main COVID pandemic and all that was happening. So it took forever to get it in, and then we finally got it, and we had the roof put on it and the windshield put on it. Or we didn't have it put on. We bought it and put it on ourselves. But we've had that Pioneer, what would that be? 2 years almost? Coming on 2.5 years. And we put 5,000 miles on it. So those tires were the original tires. So they actually lasted 5,000 miles. And if we ever buy another side-by-side again, I will almost promise you it will be a Honda, because they are shaft driven, where like your Polaris and Can-Ams, where your Polaris and Can-Ams side-by-sides, they're belt driven. And we had a Polaris Ranger before we had the Honda Pioneer, and that Polaris Ranger gave us so much trouble with the belt, and then it wouldn't want to run. We'll probably never go back to a belt driven side-by-side again. We love the Honda and the shaft drive. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, Faye Family Farm. See you in the next one.